I live in Sanford, North Carolina. I've lived here my whole life. Because it's so small, we're a really tight-knit community. Many of the families here have been here for generations and generations, so a lot of people have deep roots in Sanford. I first heard about coal ash in 2014. A coal ash pond in the mountains leaked into the Dan River, and it was a really big disaster. The waters just turned black with the sludge. I mean, they looked like they had toxic waste in them. Coal ash is the waste product of burning coal for energy or electricity production. It's full of chemicals and toxins, nasty things that you wouldn't want to ingest. A few months after the Dan River spill, it broke in our local news that they had to move the coal ash to a safer location. They decided that they should put it in Lee County, where I live, and neighboring Chatham County. They just load up the back of the trucks or load up the train cars with the ash and move it across the state. The coal ash is going to be dumped into empty clay pits where clay was mined to make bricks. By the time they finish dumping all the millions of tons they would like to dump in Lee County, the pile is supposed to be massive. So in the midst of this beautiful green area, there is supposed to be just a mound of black coal ash covered with a layer of grass and plastic. On one hand, I was really angry whenever I heard that they were planning to bring coal ash to my community. But on the other hand, I was really scared about what it would mean for my community and for the future of it. Because if the toxins were to leak into our water source, it will impact everyone that lives in the area, including me and my family and all of our neighbors. It's scary because what would we do without clean water? As long as we continue to burn coal, there's going to be more coal ash and more communities that are going to have to face the same issues that mine is. With climate change and producing waste products like coal ash, we wouldn't have to be dealing with this issue if the coal hadn't been burned to begin with. So that's why it's so important for us to transition to cleaner energy sources. The communities that the energy company has chosen to dump the coal ash on, they're small and they're rural. Many of them are lower income. Many of them are minority-majority communities. Why aren't they choosing to dump it in the more affluent communities? What is it about these smaller, poorer communities that they think makes them more suitable for coal ash? And I think the answer is pretty clear, that they think that those communities can't fight back against it. I think that picking on communities that are smaller and with fewer resources is just so blatantly wrong. I joined a group called Environment Lee at the beginning of my junior year of high school. Environment Lee has been really active in going to meetings of our local government just to tell our local officials how so many of us in Sanford feel about coal ash coming here, to argue against it and explain why we don't want it. I believe in justice, and I think that Lee County is very clearly on the right side of this issue. Even though we're small, we're fighting back. I wish that more teenagers realize that, by joining an organization or by getting together with their friends, just by combining their voices and saying, hey, we want to protect our environment. We're the ones that have to live here in the future. This issue is our issue. By standing up, we can make a difference.